Division 2, and you're live with Tux. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday, and I got a good show for you, Banditos. I'm excited to show you what I have put together. In the last stream, I was dared to do an all-named items build. So last stream, I was dared to do an all-named item build, and dare accepted. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what I came up with. But before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's make sure we're in the groove, and I'm coming in loud and clear. So if you can hear me, then let's hit me up with a hashtag Tux Live if you don't mind. Make sure I'm coming in loud and clear. Let me fix my headphones here real quick. It's on, all right. What's going on, Xander? Magoma, appreciate you, man. Good upgrade. True Bandido is a good place to be. Get access to all of those classified builds. Sup, Lee? What's going on, brother? Touch Live, Simon. Appreciate you. There it is. Okay. So it sounds like you guys can hear me. All right. So, again. I was dared to do an all names item build. Dare accepted. Today I'm going to show you exactly what build I came up with. Might not be what you expected. Also, in this stream is going to be a double banger because I also have a hot or not list for you. Actually, I didn't realize that Cassie Mendoza had some things hiding in her stash that other people might not have brought up. But if you're a fan of my channel and the builds that I create for you, then it's actually going to be a very good list of must-buys this week. So we're going to be going over that as well. And again, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's do a little bit of housekeeping too. First off, if you like what I do and you want to support me, the Division 2, and the cause, then be sure to hit the like right now. That's the easiest way to support me. And if you haven't subscribed, be sure to do that. That's important. Que pasa, El Ruken? Let's see who we got. Osvaldo Rodriguez, Que paso, Xander, Jennifer, Dilworth, the Tux Live, appreciate that. Xander, hello again. Hello, Xander. David Johnson, what's good? Good stuff, bud. Good stuff, peeps. Thank you for showing up to the live streams. Love it. Osvaldo says, this is gonna sound like a bit of a cliche. I just put together a build with all named items 3 days ago. Was planning on sharing on the Tuxedo Discord this weekend. I call it All Names on Me. I like that, man. That's a good name for it. Hey, so I'm going to be mentioning a lot of builds throughout this particular live stream. So all the builds that I'm going to be talking about are linked. So there's already links. So if you're catching this on the replay or whether you're live, all the links to the builds that I'm going to be discussing are actually in the description area of this live stream. Also, speaking of builds, members of Texas Players Club, and you know who you are because you got that really cool little skull next to your name. I just dropped the 8% Regen Rockstar build, so this is your reminder to check that out. The link to that is in the description of this video as well. All right, and if you're not a member of Texas Players Club, you should join. There are perks. I'm putting a link in the chat for you guys. But if you didn't know, I create classified builds, which are secret builds made just for Texas Players Club, true and hardcore Bandido member levels. And these are extra builds I make as a thank you for supporting me, the channel, and therefore the entire community. Because that's what I do, is I like to create builds and build and support the community. So if you want to tap into these secret builds, all you have to do is click that link or the join button below, and make sure you select at least a true Bandido member level. Just like Magoma upgraded his membership to true Bandido member level. Also, if you need tips on how to upgrade your membership, be sure to reach out. We can give you step-by-steps. YouTube doesn't make it as easy as you would think, believe it or not. Okay, so named item build, okay? So, again, last stream, I can't remember who it was, and I didn't have the opportunity to dig it back up. What up, Days? Hello from Belgium. All right. Love to know where you guys are from, like El Ruken. Where are you from? De donde eres? And so if you guys let me know where you're from, that really helps me actually, because it lets me know how to time out my my live streams. Because I try to vary the hours, do some in the afternoon, do some in the morning, whatnot. So make sure I catch people in different parts of the world, because we really do have a nice international audience here. So from all over the world in this live stream. What's going on, oopskies? Oopskies. Good use of those emoticons. Black John Wick, what's up? Tux Almighty, I like that. Rukin, Chicago. Okay, cool, man. I spent some time in Chicago. I like it. Fernando Fernandez, the name that rings so well. What's going on, my man? Philly. John Wick's from Philly. Jennifer in Ohio, USA. All right. I don't think I've spent any time in Hawaii. Oh, Ohio. Hawaii. Ohio. Tennessee, John. All right, brother. Scotland. That's right, Lee. That's right. You're from Scotland. Hailing from the Caribbean. Nicholas is in the Caribbean? Okay. Who here in chat is jealous of Nicholas? We should kick Nicholas, man. That's just not fair, brother. In the Caribbean? Is that where you live or are you on vacation? Are you one of those perma vacationers? Have you figured it out? Life, that is? You got it all figured out, my man. Living in the Caribbean. We also have some regulars from Hawaii as well. And every time I see them, say what's up. What's up, Herober? Welcome, brother. Ontario, Canada. Yeah. So me and Xander, we're in the same boat. We're like, can we please be in the Caribbean? Jennifer says I didn't miss anything in Ohio. There's got to be something there, right, Jennifer? Like, I don't know, the largest ball of twine or something in the world or something. There's got to be something, right? Actually, I think I was watching one of those Netflix miniseries on like unknown mystery monsters. I think it was Ohio. I could be confusing it with Wisconsin, but I think it was Ohio. And there was like this multiple werewolf sightings, and these were all in like early 2000s. They were relatively recent. Can't remember exactly the year. But does that ring a bell? Anyways, kind of random. I know. I can be a little bit random. Cuba. Osvi is from Cuba. All right, man. That's a place I want to go for sure. Cuba sounds like a really cool place, man. Trinidad. That's right, Nicholas. You're from Trinidad. That's right. Okay. Making sense now. Either way, Caribbean, jealous, super jealous. Yeah, see, everybody's going to be hating on you, Nicholas. Nicolas. Crippling depression, Jennifer. Jesus. Apple the UK, welcome to the Players Club. Woo woo. Say what's up to Apple. Are we saying your name right? Apo or is it Apple? The UK. I like your name. Where are you from, Apo? Where are you from? And am I butchering your name? Chewy, blessed. Yo, Tuxedo. What's good from Cali in the Bay Area? All right, man. Ciao, Tux Roberto Medafina from Italy, if I remember. All right, my man. Ciao. Cool, man. All right, I think we got a good vibe going. It's Friday. So this build is gonna rock, guys. It's gonna really effing surprise you, okay? Okay, so I was dared to make an all-named items build, okay? And I did it on the fly in the last stream, but I didn't have like everything that I needed to create something unique. And I feel like this came out really, really unique. And so everything is a named item, everything. Even the weapons, all right? So no exotics, no non-named items. Everything's a named item, even the weapon. And so I started out with the skill build, but then I kind of went away from that because I wanted to do something a little bit more unique for you guys. And it would have been too close. The skill build was getting kind of close to the slaughter build that we just talked about the other day. So the build that I decided to create is actually a tsunami build. Okay, so this is a unique tsunami build because a lot of people I think run tsunami with Hunter's Fury, but obviously we can't use a Hunter's Fury gear set. So I decided to do something different. So if you didn't know, Tsunami is an excellent shotgun. Actually, I really like it. I really do. And it comes with a perfect pummel, the perfect version of pummel. And I love this talent for shotguns. I absolutely love it. It is maybe one of the best talents in the game for weapons. I absolutely love it. But, it only makes sense for shotguns. But the perfect version gives you, upon 2 consecutive kills, you refill the magazine. So no reload. And then on top of that, you get 40% more weapon damage for 10 seconds, which is a long time for that amount of damage. Now, the non-named version, you need to get 3 kills. So perfect version is actually a lot. It cuts off basically 33%, right? So, but when you do need to reload, which I'm kind of a habitual reloader, so it's only 2.7 seconds anyways, and you could actually cut that down if you wanted to. And so mine's not perfect. I didn't roll it up all the way, but it's good enough for me. And then I got crits here, okay? So crit chance, because this is gonna be a crit build, all right? So that's the first piece. The second piece that I decided to use is the ammo dump. You guys know what this is? So this is the named holster Badger. That's a Badger Tough brand. So I get 10% shotgun damage. So this is gonna synergize nicely with that shotgun, right? And so it gives you 10% more ammo capacity, 10% shotgun damage. It comes with armor and then crit chance and crit damage. All right. So in case you didn't know, let me actually just go in here real quick. You can craft these items. Actually, I think once you unlock them, you can craft them. And I don't remember how I unlocked them. It was probably in some one of the specialization journeys, whatever you call those things. But all you got to do is go into holsters and you can craft them. See right there. And so that's all I did. I literally didn't have these in my stash. I crafted them just for this build. And I crafted a bunch of different versions. And I took the ones that I liked. I knew I wanted to go crit, so I took the crits build. But the rolls aren't bad on the versions that I was getting. But okay, so that's gonna give our shotgun a little bit more juice. And as you can see, it's got almost 800,000 base weapon damage before crits. And so crits are gonna happen on a per pellet basis. So crits actually hurt real bad on the enemy. So for the knee pads, I decided to go with the Fox's Prayers, so I can get that more, that 8% damage to targets out of cover, and then more crit damage and then weapon damage. You could actually go tankier on this, but I decided to run is minimum armor, the only amount of armor that makes sense. Only the amount of armor that made sense. For the gloves, I decided to go the Contractor's Gloves, more crit damage. And then for the mask, I decided to go the Chill Out Mask. So you have some other options. You could go with Punch Drunk, which is actually not that bad. Punch Drunk actually should, because hitting them on the head with a shotgun does a lot of damage. It really does stop them in the tracks. But shotguns have a hard time getting those crits up. And so I decided to go with the Chill Out Mask so that I can get those crits up on the shotgun. Okay, so I got armor, crit damage, crit chance, and crit chance. For the backpack, I decided to go with the Matador, which is it comes with the perfect adrenaline rush. Now you can go with Bloodsucker, but I decided that 5% weapon damage is better than the 1% armor regen. I don't really need any armor regen. So if you know what I'm talking about. So the Bloodsucker is the named Bellstone, the Liquid Engineer. I'm sorry. Liquid Engineer is a named Bellstone. It's a great backpack. It comes with perfect Bloodsucker, which gives you actually a lot more armor when you're chain killing, but perfect adrenaline rush gives you all the bonus armor that you possibly need. So it makes sense for me. But also I wanted that weapon damage instead of that armor regen. See that Bellstone's coming with armor regen? Just because I want to make sure that we're getting our kills with the shotgun, those first few kills, if that makes sense. So for the chest piece, okay, so the chest is we're going to talk about this in more detail, but the chest piece is Hunter Killer, okay, which is the named Golan chest piece. Now Golan gives you status effects, and we're not really using that, but we are a little bit. And the reason why is because I have the Banshee pulse, okay, and that disorients the enemy, and that's a status effect. So we're actually making use of that status effect. The more they're under status effect, then the more time we have to reload and kill and get all of our perks. So, but what this has is Perfect Intimidate, now which gives you 40% amplified weapon damage to all enemies within 10 meters. Now the non-perfect version only gives you 35%. In case you're wondering, that 5% extra amplified weapon damage means everything. That's a lot. 5% amplified damage is a lot. It's the same thing with the Sacrifice. A lot of people are wonder, and I think that it's a pretty common question. Should I run the Sacrifice with perfect glass cannon, or should I run, like a Gruppo with a regular glass cannon? Which is going to hit harder? And the truth is that extra 5% glass amplified damage on perfect glass cannon is just like the hunter killer chest, which gives you an extra 5% amplified damage. And that outweighs anything else you could put there, like crit damage or weapon damage or anything like that. So, yeah. And so the only reason why you wouldn't want to do this is if you like needed crits really bad, you were under critted and you needed to work that out. And so you need to run it with crit chance or whatever. So, so before we jump into the gameplay, I want to actually go into a hot or not buy list. Okay, guys. So, so this is Cassie Mendoza, okay, and so you can tap into her resources. So this hot or not list will be good until next Tuesday. So you got 3 days to find her and visit her. And so in order to get her location revealed, you need to find the snitch. You know, that weird goofy guy in the Hawaiian print shirt. Yeah, that guy. So I find him often. Let me show you where I find him a lot. So I find him just in this building here, right where my yellow circle is here. So like right there. I also find him a lot right outside the gates of American History Museum. There's a green hut. Those are the 2 places I find him a lot at. And then the 3rd place is on the way to Navy Hill. There's a lockbox back here, a key box back here. It's like right where that little alley is, if you can see that alley. It's right around there. So those are my 3 favorite spots. But yeah, so let's find her. Let me put my cursor on her so I don't get lost, because I'm gonna have some recommended buys for sure for you guys, actually. And so I saw that I saw her earlier and I didn't realize that she had more things to buy. So sort of apologies, because I could have got you this recommended buy list earlier in the week. But I didn't realize till later that she actually had some things that I would recommend you buy, and that other content creators might not have mentioned because they don't do what I do. They, as far as builds, the type of builds that I do, as you guys know, I do these really unique hybrids, and so. But one of the things I need to mention is that the chest piece. So if you want to make this build, and you do, just so you know, you want to make this build, and you'll see why in the gameplay. You will want to make this build. It absolutely shreds, okay? It's a really good build. It's got basically the best pieces in the game. You just can't argue that, you know? And all of these are bringing massive amounts of multiplicative, amplified crit damage. All of that stuff is stacking. So anyways, this is how you get the chest piece, okay? So this is the same chest piece, and I rolled weapon damage on it. And I like to do that because it's got the stats that are already wrong. Crit damage and headshot damage is great. And so I'll optimize those later. But by changing the core, that gives me more flexibility for builds. You know, because I don't like too much armor on my builds, and or if I need armor back, I can put it back there later. So that's what I did. So hot, buy this chest piece. Now, if you haven't killed all the WONI, Warlords of New York hunters, then you don't see this chest piece when you show up here. Okay, so you have had to have taken out all of the Warlord of New York hunters. So if you haven't done that, then boy, are you missing out, because that's a really fun activity. There's, you know, the puzzles, you got to figure out the puzzles, and then you got to go through and unlock things. Hit switches and whatnot, and then you got to kill those guys. A really good excuse to group up. There's always people willing to help you out with hunters. So, you know, group up. It's not so good for random matchmaking. You know, if you like call for help, you know, I find that it's kind of hit or miss on getting people to participate. But anyway, so this Mozambique is also something she has for sale. I don't really use this. I don't know if anybody really does. I'm not a big fan of it. It just doesn't hit hard enough. So not hot. This chain killer is actually not bad. I mean, if you need a chain killer, you don't have a good chain killer, then buy it. Repair skills is not bad for headhunter builds. And so this would actually be good for the Virginian or an 1886 build with breadbasket. I'm sorry, boomerang with boomerang. So boomerang Virginian 1886 build. Repair skills is a good backup thing because you need heals, and it gives you all the damage from the 1886 that you possibly need. So anyways, it's not gonna make the hot list, but if you need it, it's not a bad one. The shield splinter. Yeah, Splinter. Worst name ever. I just gotta point out the fact that it's named Splinter. Notice that. Anyways, it's you know, not that good of a version. So if you're looking for a God World one, then this isn't the one. But it comes with Perfect Optimus. You're only gonna get this if you've taken out all of your Washington DC hunters. Okay, so and when you do that, you get 8 white keys or ivory keys, and then you go unlock the crate at the White House and you'll get your shield splinter. And then every week Cassie gives you the opportunity to get better versions than what you got originally on both of these. Okay, so Hunter Killer, hot. Splinter, not hot. Hunter's Fury, not hot. True Patriot, it's not bad, but the chest piece is blah, so not hot. Striker, okay, so this is one of them. This is on the hot list, okay? So if you guys like the build called The Perfect Blend, where I took 4 pieces of Striker and hacked it into a skill build, then this one is for you. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna optimize skill damage all the way up, and then you're gonna re-roll that weapon damage into a skill tier. And then it's a nice little piece. Now, as I mentioned earlier, builds that we'll be talking about are actually linked in the description area of this video. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to see this build. It absolutely shreds. It's many people's favorite hybrid. So you gotta check it out. Really easy to make too, by the way. So there's one of 4 pieces right there for you. And again, it's this video is linked in the description area. Also, here's a special one for everybody that's on the chat right now. I also provided a playlist link to all of the best hybrid builds that I've created. So if you want to carousel your way through those, I definitely recommend it. Tip of Spear, not a big fan of this set, but this one is actually not bad if you're looking at putting together a Pestilence build. Pestilence has the, Tip of Spear has the ability to push up the damage out of Pestilence. So for the secondary attributes, you could go with Repair Skills to give yourself some survivability. So that's not bad for that, but I'm not a big fan of Tip of Spear. I think it's kind of junk otherwise. So Foundry, skill damage, hot. This is a hot item. Pick this up, okay? So if you're familiar with the Game Over build, which is way up there, so we're talking top 3 hybrid builds. So Game Over, Perfect Blend, and Slaughter are top 3 hybrid builds, okay? So this is for the Game Over build. That is also linked in the description area. So right here, 2 of the hottest hybrid skill builds you could possibly make. You got 2 pieces right here that will help you get started with those. So buy this Foundry Bulwarker one, same thing, re-roll the core attribute to a skill tier, and then optimize up the skill damage, all right? And then again, I linked that build video in the description area. All right, so that's a hot item. Third item is Eclipse Protocol with skill damage on it, hot. Now that might surprise you. This one might surprise you, okay? Because you're like, oh, well, there's nothing unique about that. It's absolutely unique. So believe it or not, nobody had created a hybrid skill damage ballistic skill 6-tier build using Eclipse. And I ended up creating one, and it absolutely rocks. 60% amplified damage and more, okay? And so you need 4 pieces of Eclipse. One of those is actually going to be the backpack. And so you want skill damage on every one of them, and then skill tier. So this one's really easy. So all you would need to do is actually just re-roll the skill damage to max on this one. That build is called Aggravator. And listen guys, that one really shreds. It's probably got the fastest time to kill out of all of them, there's no doubt. And it actually pairs up the Scorpio shotgun with a skill damage hybrid build, 6 skill tiers. So it's a very creative build, and it absolutely crushes. I show you how it works in even legendaries, so check that out. So this is also hot. So we got 3 hybrid skill damage builds right here. Eclipse Protocol, Foundry, and Strikers. This is a really good week. If you guys like my channel and you like the builds that I create, you got a good start to all of those. And then of course the Hunter Killer chest, so that's 4. And then everything else I don't think is good. So that's it on that. So that's Cassie. So you can find her in basically the East Mall. She's technically in the Southwest, but she's right on the border between the Southwest. So here's the build, the gameplay. So I just recorded this gameplay right before the live stream, literally. So this is fresh gameplay from this morning. And so, I mean, watch this thing. This is a no shield, okay? So I'm gonna be going shieldless the entire way. No shield, but more importantly, this is a no shield out of cover run and gun build, okay? So obviously no shield builds for if you're in cover are one thing, but to be playing them out of cover is absolutely insane. And the reason why we can do that with this build is A, because it's got the kill power, but it's also got the stop the enemy in their tracks power. It staggers really well. So timing my skills is important. So I'll time my skills out really well, as well as the stagger power from the weapon. So try to time all of that together. But it's definitely a fast-paced build. This is not a relaxed build, so keep that in mind. It's gonna be a run and gun, a really aggressive build. So notice, you'll be noticing that I run to the enemies. The faster I can get to them, the better. But just look at how this thing just kills everything, right? I mean, that dog just didn't even get a chance to get up. But notice I'm running towards all of the enemies. So the faster you can get to them, the better. All right, because you don't want to you want to minimize the damage that's coming to you on your approach. So that's the tip that I have for you. You literally got to play aggressive. It is safer for you to run towards the enemy than it is for you to play deep, because they will pick away at you. And so just watch your skills, just time your skills out. And then and move, shake and bake, baby. You got to shake and bake with these builds, right? You got to move. Can't stand still. They will throw grenades at you. They will. Riot Foam is your #1 enemy, so keep that in mind. But I get myself in sticky situations, but the shotgun really saves me a lot because it hits so hard. So let's see who else joined this. Let's see, let me scroll up here. Minus 17 degrees there, Xander. Jesus H Christ. That'd be cold, brother. Quick reminder for those of you that did jump in late. First priority of the day for you is to make sure you hit the like on this video. That really helps me out. Also subscribe if you haven't. God Inc. What's going on, man? I like that name. God Inc. Another good name is like Murder Inc. I like that name too. Nicholas is saying beautiful beaches. Aww. Next time I'm in your neck of the woods, man. Not very often. It's been a while since I've been to the Caribbean. A good decade. Steve Flanagan says, Sup Tux, did first raid with the Tux clan. Great bunch of guys. Made us feel very welcome. Good job, man. Well, that's awesome. I'm really glad that you particularly joined the clans, because you've been so it's good to have you on board. I mean, everybody that's joined the clans, but you've been a regular from like basically day one, so I really appreciate that. Happy to see you on board. But cool, yeah, congrats, man. So hopefully we get you that Eagle Bear sooner than later. But yeah, that reminds me, guys, if you're looking to join a clan, if your clan is dying, Tux clans are thriving, this is a good time to get associated. We just opened up additional Xbox and PlayStation clans. So if you want to get a spot, then be sure to let us know here in the chat. We do have commanders that are in the chat that can help you get associated. Also, the other way is to join us on Discord, and Latina's dropping Discord links throughout the live stream. There's also Discord links in the description area of this video, so take advantage. But yeah, so as you can see in this gameplay footage, I am trying to run and catch the enemies. Basically, as long as you get a jump on them, you win, right? So keep in mind, like I have well, there's a little bit of armor regen, but it's accidental armor regen. I didn't spec it in on purpose. But basically, I am surviving off of just 10% armor on kill from Gunner. So I didn't mention that, but let me just show you that real quick. But so Gunner's specialization was I'm running, so that helps out with the ammo. Not that we really need it, but because we got ammo dump here, and so that's giving us more ammo. But I'm really using it for that 10% armor on kill, and so that's why we're running the Gunner specialization. But also I should say for the Banshee pulse too. And in the future, you'll be able to use the Banshee pulse. So watch here. So this is about skill management here again, because I don't have a shield, and so there's a guy in front of me and behind me. So you know, that's how you basically survive with a build, an outer cover build with no shield. And then also Adrenaline Rush is our shield, which is why I like it better than Bloodsucker. So earlier you heard me talk about the liquid, what is it called? Liquid, it's called Liquid Engineer, which is the named Bellstone with Perfect Bloodsucker, which also gives you bonus armor. The thing about that is that it gives you bonus armor on kill, which is helpful, I think mostly for like assault rifle builds. I don't even really like it for SMG builds, but I mean, it's all right. It's all right. I just think that if you're gonna, first of all, I think the Memento backpack is better than Liquid Engineer. I think if you're gonna run Liquid Engineer, you should just go to the Memento backpack, because it's not, the Memento is not only going to give you bonus armor, and it's going to be less bonus armor, and it's going to be for a shorter amount of time, but you're also getting all that weapon damage and all those other perks with it, right? So you know, you're getting every time you pick up one of those trophies, you're going to get, you know, 5% weapon damage per core you have. And then you're also going to get skill efficiency, and then you stack those 30 times. You know what I'm talking about. So that's why the Memento is just like, if you're going to run that Bellstone Bloodsucker, it's just like, it's really hard. It always loses to the Memento for me. So, but if I want to rely on bonus armor, I find that Adrenaline Rush is the way to go, especially if you're looking to rely on Intimidate, the chest piece, because it's important that your bonus armor is there when you need it. And with Bloodsucker, if you get into a pickle and they wipe you, like you stack all that bonus armor and then they wipe it from you, it requires you to get a kill to get that bonus armor again, right? And it'll only be a little bit, and then you have to get a second kill for it to amount to something, you know? So yeah, so I'm just not a big fan of it. I always try to use it, but I never end up actually using it. I mean, if you guys can find one build that I use Perfect Bloodsucker, you deserve a prize, because I don't think I have it on a one build, because it just, my rationale, I just look at it just logically, there's just better pieces for your backpack. You know, you're better off with this, or you're better off with that, you know. Because especially like if you're playing at range, then why do you need bonus armor? You know, so that's kind of my logic. I don't know, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about Bloodsucker? Do you use it, really? And do you feel like it's the best option for you? What type of build do you use it for? Curious to know. Because some of it's preference, but in my mind, and I look at things logically and try to be as objective as possible, and I just think it's just like, well, it's gonna, you know, Adrenaline Rush is gonna come, even if the enemies wipe it out, it's gonna come back all on its own automatically. I don't have to kill somebody, and when I'm in a danger pocket, kill zone, like I am right here, look at that bonus armor just is saving me. Look at that bonus armor, right? And I got that kill, but it would have been only a tiny bit of armor with Bloodsucker. So anyways, you'll see, look at that. And also it alerts you. What's also cool about Adrenaline Rush, which is a nice trick, is that it also alerts you when there's an enemy in range, right? There's an enemy nearby you, so it also is letting you know. It's sort of like a silent alert. But I don't care what you guys think. What's up, Biko? How are you, man? Welcome. Is it a long weekend this weekend? Oh, is it MLK? Is that why we have a long weekend? Is it MLK on Monday? I lose track. Pedro Peterson. Yeah, good call, Pedro. He says played a similar build, but with perfect Headhunter. And I agree, Pedro, that Headhunter is awesome for shotguns. Awesome. But I don't know, Pedro, what shotgun did you end up using for your build? Because I was gonna say, I don't know if the Tsunami is strong enough. And so I like using the M870 with that build. Because it's, you know, it's what, like 1.5 million, 1.6 million, somewhere in that realm. So you notice how aggressive I'm playing, and it's not the bonus armor that gives me the comfort, just so you guys know. It's my killing power that gives me the comfort. It's the fact that the Tsunami can stagger really well, in that it can kill in 2 to 3 rounds any enemy, you know. That's the reason why. So any gun that does a good job staggering is a really good weapon. If it can consistently stagger, that's what allows you to play aggressive, you know. Lots of guns do that, like the 1886 does a good job at staggering enemies. M870 as well staggers enemies real consistently. So because the first shot staggers, even if you can't kill the enemy in one shot, the first shot will stagger the enemy, the second shot will kill the enemy. And so so you don't need to kill them in one shot as long as you can stagger them with the first shot, and that buys you time for the second shot. But yeah, so I'm playing very aggressively, and most of the time it pays off. I mean, I hardly get myself to go down. So later on I go down a few times, but I think I just kind of, it's situational. Caesar says, please do a build without using Fox, Contractors, Matador, or Hunter Killer. So yeah, that's pretty easy to do too, actually. I did create a version without all of these. I'll do that on the fly while we're talking here. It's easier than you think. There's actually a lot of named items, and it just shows that we have that named items are actually the best things you can run in the game. You know, I like named items. I guess what I'm saying is that I like named items a lot, even over exotics. You know, I'll choose named items over exotics a lot. The only thing is, like, there's some slots that just don't give you a lot of options. Like the holster. I mean, they're pretty unique in the holster. Like the gloves and the knees, you got a lot of options. I mean, you got options that just sort of make a lot of sense, right? And now the mask too, right? And obviously the backpack and chest is more than you can imagine. But the holster is running a little short because they're really specific. Like, there's nothing really there for DPS on the holster except for these the ammo dump. It's the only one that makes sense for a DPS build, and it's of course for a shotgun. I hate when that happens. So notice he won't come back and get me. So once he's disrupted, he ignores you. That's just really annoying. Just have to reset here, but. I'm creating another build on the fly here because it's actually pretty easy. And I think it's, I mean, I want to show this because that it's like there's a lot of diversity in the named items, and I think it's easy to forget that. And it's probably because there's some things that you probably haven't crafted yet that you need to craft in order to get some of these things. But also, maybe you don't have all the named items yet, right? You need to spend some time farming those named item caches or going into the dark zone. Because if you don't do those things, then you'll be really limited. Creating a build on the fly. Just give me another second here. Okay, I think I hit that. Let me read his list here real quick. He said, scrolling up. Where'd that list go? Wayne Patch says, what's up, Tux? Thanks for all the work you do. I love all the builds. They help me out a lot with time to kill. Cool, man. That's good. Yeah. I mean, that's the first thing I look at is my time to kill, and then I look at survivability, but time to kill is part of survivability. And so if I can get armor on kill or really good armor regen to go along with it, then that's what I do. Glad they're working out for you, man. Okay, there he is. It was Caesar Leuniti Paroli, I think. So Caesar, it says, please do a build without using foxes, contractors, matador, or a hunter killer. Or right, okay. So this is the build that I got for you. So I chose to go chill out, but you could also use a punch drunk mask here. And so this is actually going to be, this is actually a TDI card build. So this is based around the TDI card. And which is really cool about this weapon is that it gives you an extra skill tier. And so that actually frees up things on your build to blend in, make it sort of a hybrid, right? So I got pistol damage, an extra skill tier, and then in sync. And then in sync is going to give me 30% skill damage and 30% weapon damage on top of that, right? So that extra skill tier allows me to run 2 armor cores here. So you could also put weapon damage if you want to. Now I decided to go with the chill out mask. I got skill damage armor and armor on kill. But you can also go with punch drunk and put skill damage in its skill tier. I actually have that version. It's a good alternate. Let me show it to you. It's actually pretty cool to run. Because you need to use your pistol a lot because you're going to be proccing in sync. So it's good to have it putting out extra damage. This one, see it has skill damage already on it there. So that's the other way to go too. You can with skill damage there or with armor or a skill tier if you need it. But on this build, I didn't because we got an extra skill tier here. Now I'm running technician, which is also giving me a skill tier, right? So, and extra damage to robotics, which is why I'm running it. So that extra skill tier. So there's 2 skill tiers right there to replace so I could have 2 armor cores. Anyways, so skill damage, armor on kill, and armor on kill. Okay. Now for the chest piece, I decided to go with the sacrifice with perfect glass cannon, which is great because that powers 30% amplified damage to both your weapon and your skills. So yeah, really powerful. Probably best in slot for any skill build, really. Skill damage on it, and then I rolled a skill tier, and then I have more armor on kill and headshot damage, which is perfect for a pistol. I like putting headshot damage on pistol builds. Now this piece is really unique. This is a claws out piece. Okay, so the claws out is a named wyvern holster, and this is a dark zone named item. You can also get it from named item caches, dark zone vendors, or by farming it in the actual DZ. So it's got skill damage already on it, more pistol damage, melee damage, which I don't really need. And then it normally comes with the yellow tier, but I rolled on more armor because I didn't need the skill tier. All right. For survivability and skill duration, I'm running the named knee pads called the Emperor's Guard. They're Murakamis. They give me 20% more skill duration. I got skill tier, skill damage, and armor regen. You can actually buy these right now. So they're for sale in DZ West. So this is also on Tux's hot list for the week. So you can buy these right now. You do need DZ credits in order to buy them, but you have until Tuesday. I think Wick the Swede was just saying, hey, well, what up, Wick the Swede? Speaking of the devil, he is in the chat. He was just saying yesterday in his comments that I think he took 46 hours and he had to fight some rogues for his resources a little bit, but to get all of the resources he needed to buy them. So anyways, a day's worth of farming and you can get these, buy these knee pads, but just be sure you do that before Monday night, because before the vendor reset. Anyway, so that's giving me skill duration, skill damage, and then armor regen, which is helpful because we do have armor, so it is helping. And then I got the death grips, which are the named 511 gloves, and I rolled these with the skill tier. They had skill damage already on them, which I optimized, and then it gives me 10% armor on kill. So that's helpful for the armor because I am running 1.1 million armor on this build, and having the 1% armor regen and the 10% armor on kill really does help. And then look at that, it's 110,000 turret output damage. You see that? 6 skill tiers. That's before the buffs, right? So I didn't say the backpack, but the backpack is force multiplier, which is given the skill haste. So we got skill haste and skill duration, remember. And then I got a skill tier, skill damage, crit damage, which I'm not using, more armor on kill, and then perfect combined arms, which is giving us 30% more skill damage when we shoot an enemy, which you're gonna be doing a lot anyways, because a pistol has in sync, and so we wanna be constantly shooting because of combined arms and in sync make us wanna shoot. And then again, we got, so 30% amplified damage, 30% more skill damage between those two, and then another 30% damage from in sync to our skills. So that's 30, 60, 90% damage that is not showing up here. So this should be hitting close to 200,000 damage. All right, just the turret itself. And then this is at 68,000. And so it's basically gonna double. So this should be hitting at about 140,000. So it's a really good, solid build. And I'll actually show you how it works in a second. But I'm gonna let you see this gameplay of the original build too. What up, Sam? How are you, man? Glad you're here. Speaking of Xbox clans, leaders. Quick reminder, yeah, the Tux clans are thriving in a time where clans are dying, and we got the clan leaders in the house. So if you're on the Xbox or PlayStation especially, then let us know, because we just opened up new clans on both those platforms. Additional clans, that is. And so they do fill up quickly. We tend to fill them up in a couple of weeks. So that seems to be our run rate right now. So if you want in, let us know. Crowdrocker, welcome. You made it into the Tux clan. All right. Which platform are you, Crowdrocker? Ratman of Norwich. Good evening, Tux and everybody. Ratman of Norwich. I feel like that's like a movie title. Hey, good news for the Players Club. Play us. I just finished. I was actually farming, so I want these builds to be perfect. These next 2 secret builds, I want them to be perfect because they deserve it, because they're so good. I was like, the only way I'm gonna release these is if they're perfect, because they're so good. Anyways, so I finally got the piece that I need to release the next one. So I'm working on that build right now, and I'm going to get it out as fast as possible. So I'll let you guys know. Fingers crossed for tomorrow, I'll have that build finished up. So next classified build is on its way. All right, so really excited to share it with you, actually. And so as a matter of fact, I'm probably going to be, so Saturday night streams are the big streams, guys, if you didn't know. That's like the big stream of the week. A big multinational crowd. It's a late night stream though, so I realize you may not make it depending on your time zone, but I start it typically between 7 and 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that can be, you know, pretty late. So you might catch it on the replay. But if you can make it, that'll be great. So tomorrow night, it'll be 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. Anyways, I'm going to be live streaming gameplay footage. I'm not going to actually show the build because it's an open stream, but I'm going to be live streaming the gameplay footage of that new build because I want everybody to see the build footage because it's really cool. It's really unique, and it's a classified secret build. If you guys didn't know, classified builds are secret builds, and they're made just for Texas Players Club True and Hardcore Bandito member levels. And these really are extra builds I make as a thank you for supporting me because I really appreciate it. So I like putting in the extra work because you guys do all you do to support me and the channel and the entire community, because that's what I do is I support the community. And so if you want to tap into these secret builds, you can get access today just by making sure you're at least a true Bandito member level. So click that join link if you want in. So yeah, so look forward to tomorrow. Oh shit, I'm getting attacked. Crap. I'm over here. I was actually moving to the District Union so I can show this other named item build. And I was getting a shot in the back while I was talking to you guys. That's no fun. Cheaters! Also, a quick reminder again for those of you that are just jumping in the stream, check out Cassie Mendoza. There's some hot items that you need to be buying. If you want to put together some of those really cool hybrid builds. Yeah, so resource convoys are showing up to the fight, it looks like. You know, but anyways, like I was saying, you know, you just got to get the jump on these guys. And I'm a habitual reloader, so sometimes, you know, the truth be told, I actually, here's the thing about the tsunami. This is what I discovered, is that you're actually better off without pummel for the tsunami. Now, I love pummel. I think it's absolutely great. And I love this variant of shotgun. I think it's absolutely great. But the thing is that the tsunami's already got a relatively reasonable reload. It's only 2.5 seconds or something like that, right? Which is not that long. So it's about the same speed as the Police M4. I mean, it does help me though from time to time, but I'm a habitual I'm constantly reloading anyways, as you can see in the gameplay footage. So pummel just kicked in there and I reloaded anyways. And so anyways, so you're better off with actually Optimus. Run the same shotgun, but go with Optimus if you're not doing the named item challenge. But of course this is named items, so I'm running with it. But you know, pummel makes more sense for those slow reload shotguns like the M870 or the KSG. But I mean, it's all right. It's all right here. But the reloads, I can, you know, you can squeeze into reloads because they're not that long. So anyways, this shotgun is way better with the Optimus. I'll tell you, way stronger with Optimus. And that's because you get the increasing damage output without requiring a kill. So you're constantly there's no timing out with Optimus, right? Where pummel times out, right? It only lasts for 10 seconds. The Overlord. Welcome to Texas Players Kill. Texas blah blah blah. Blah blah. I gotta little stretch my tongue apparently this morning. Texas Players Club. Overlord, appreciate you, man. Thank you for supporting me and the community and supporting us, all of us, everybody in the stream. The Overlord is supporting us. Appreciate you, man. Welcome. Also, I'm gonna now that you just reminded me, I'm gonna drop links. This is for the Players Club members, and I want to make sure you guys are getting access to your resources. So, on one of those will just take you to my YouTube homepage, but right at the top there's a playlist, and that's the playlist is for members only. Right at the top, so you can everything that I've put out. So even if you've joined just today, you still get access to all that stuff. And then yeah, so classified builds from the past and live streams and whatever. If you're a hardcore Bandito member level, you also have digital downloads, which are available on SoundCloud. And then there's music videos, gamer playlists, basically, that you can take advantage as well. Stream to some good beats, like what you're hearing here in the background. Overlord, let us know where you're from too, man. Because I like to know, trying to get a gist of people's time zones. So we also do members only live streams too. And then there's also a link there for Discord. And so you should be taking advantage of Discord if you're not. Discord is a free resource. It's basically a social media platform for gamers just like us. And that's where we talk about builds a lot. Also, where we group up, get together for raids. All the Tux clans are there. So really good resource. Doesn't cost anything, but there is a members only section that you should be taking advantage of, especially if you want to have, ask me questions or have conversations. That's the best place to do it. What's up? I hit hard. You're on our PC clan now. All right, man. I'm glad you made it. I remember you saying that you were knocking on that door. So I'm glad you got access, man. Appreciate it. Congrats. Beco, Tennessee, the Overlord, Washington. Oh, cool, man. Shahala. Is that on the coast? Because I'm in Portland, so I'm close to you. Is that the southwest coast? Anyway, so I'm going to jump in. So this is the new build, okay? So this is the other name to build that Caesar requested. You requested a non-named item. So, one with very specific items avoided, and this one is centered around the TDI card. And by using the TDI card, we get an extra skill tier, and so that allows me to put on more armor, and then we can still use the other weapons if we need to. But it does a pretty decent job here in Legendary. It's going to hit really hard, there's no doubt. So let's see how far I can take this while I'm on live stream. So, the only thing is, like, if you want to put out more damage with your gun, then you need to switch to the test subject. So the test subject is a named assault rifle. The test subject's got perfect sync on it, which is nice, actually. So you lose a skill tier by pulling up with your assault rifle, but you also get more weapon damage and more skill damage because of the perfect sync, which the pistol doesn't have on it. The pistol just has regular sync. But also better for range. So look at this guy just hiding here, forgetting I'm here, apparently. What a baboso! So yeah, then I gonna switch over to the pistol, which also is good at saving ammo. You can go through a lot of ammo with it, using the assault rifles, and mostly because these guys play so deep, right? So I'm basically, I don't expect to kill that. I wasn't expecting to kill that tank with my pistol, but I was just using it to proc and sync. You know what I mean? So I'm not going to dedicate a lot of this video to this build, but I just want to show you guys what you can do with it. But because the card is actually a pretty good pistol. It creates a lot of possibilities for you because of that extra skill tier it brings to the table. So this is a skill management right there. So I wanted to pick up my skill. Ooh, got hit with a grenade on my way. They're fast with those grenades. So I actually got a healthy amount of armor on kill. On this build, I used my mod slots for armor on kill. You could also use them for skill haste and skill duration, but I chose to go armor kill. And so remember, when your skills kill, they give you armor on kill. You don't need to... I should have left my turret up there because that guy was running at me. Oh, what hit me? I didn't even see that. Anyways. Okay, let me go back to this other gameplay. But as you can see, it does pretty decent. Good build. I'll show a little bit more if you guys want to see that build. But this one I think is actually pretty cool here, the Tsunami one, because I like running and gunning. Can't do that so much with that pistol build. You can run and gun with pistols though. Like I like the Regulus, the D50 does a good job of running and gunning. Do like that. Let's see who else has joined us. Oh yeah, thanks for that reminder. Yeah, so if you guys do have questions, be sure that you start them out with the word question. It sort of catches my eye. Appreciate you, Zero Regrets. Thanks for the support there. Going back to Pedro's build with Headhunter, he uses Tsunami, but first kill with M870. Okay, so you're using both. I see. So you're proccing with the M870 and then flopping over to your Tsunami because you got all that extra damage now. Yeah. And then by doing that, that's actually pretty smart, Pedro. I think that's pretty smart what you're doing there. Because if you have all the damage, I gotta try it to see if I can get it to work out, but I see what you're doing there. Because you got pummel procced, or maybe you don't have a pummel procced yet, but you got the Headhunter procced, which means your next kill is practically a guarantee. Then you only need one more kill in order to get your pummel to proc. And if you can keep getting headshot kills, then cool. I just feel like the M870 is, it seems easier to focus on the head because it's just slower. It sort of forces you there, right? Where the, I actually like to span the trigger a little bit with the Tsunami, you know, boom, 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 good. Pull that trigger as fast as possible because that's the staggering happening there, right? But if you slow down with the Tsunami, then I definitely see what you're doing. Just like pick your shots, make sure you land that headshot. And I mean, I definitely can feel the headshots. I can feel when I land on that head. I watch them go down. I actually try to, when I'm on the ground running and gunning, I'm trying to aim for their head. Also, because I know I got that added headshot damage on the build. I think headshot damage goes a long ways, guys. It really does. I like it. I like headshot damage on builds. It doesn't require crits, so it's just so much more efficient. Obviously, you got to land on the head. And tanks don't have heads, I get that. But like, it's just, for your average NPC out there, it just seems to be the efficient way to go. I mean, we're always going for headshots anyways, right? Headshots on weak points and stuff like that. So like, see, look at that bonus armor. I mean, it's basically keeping me on my feet here. See that? Look at that. Do you see how much bonus armor I just got right there? And that's why I like it better than Bloodsucker. Because you can earn Bloodsucker, but they're just gonna wipe it, you know? And so you might as well have Adrenaline Rush, which is wiping and coming back all on its own, right? And then also when you run Bloodsucker, you're kind of like, always like, oh my God, I'm gonna lose Bloodsucker, I'm gonna lose Bloodsucker, I'm gonna lose Bloodsucker. I gotta hurry. And I'm trying to hurry anyway, so it's not like I'm not, but I'm not worried about my bonus armor at all. I know it's just gonna show up. I mean, look at that, just killing the bosses, yo. Killing the bosses like they're nothing. I mean, you just have so much confidence to step up to these guys. The True Suns are dangerous though. That Riot Foam is your nightmare. Okay, Riot Foam is your biggest weakness in the game. Because, again, like the reason, and you guys have heard me say this a trillion times, so sorry if I sound like a broken record, but like, you know, your survivability is about speed, right? It's about speed and agility and situational awareness, right? Those are the biggest pieces of survivability. And then it's your build, right? And then your build kicks in. And so time to kill from there is the next biggest piece. and then from there it's how fast you heal, not how, and then it's armor. So that's the order in survivability, the way it rolls. So obviously I'm not running with the shield because I want to be fast and I want to be able to tuck and roll, and you guys will see that all the time. You'll see me doing that all the time. I'll actually dive at the enemy and roll out and then hit him in the head. On approach, especially, because you got to get to him fast so you don't take damage. Now, if you're running a shield, you can't do that. You're just a bullet shield. I'm in a bullet sponge, so things to think about. Yeah, but that's, I mean, if you want to go without a shield in this game, you got to be fast, and you have to have good dance moves and good situational awareness. I wanted to, actually, I want to talk about that too. I want to talk about bouncing on cover. It's something that I've been practicing more and more, even lately, on doing that. I don't know if you guys know how to bounce off of cover. You know what I'm talking about? Blue Rosebuds, what's going on, man? You made a live stream. All right, all right. If you guys don't know, Blue Rosebuds is also a content creator for the Division 2. And he has just blessed us by showing up to this live stream. And so I'm sorry if I explained this wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, Blue Rosebuds, but I believe you mostly do PvP content, is that right? Mostly Dark Zone stuff for the most part? And I think you pal around with Cryptonimus. Is that right? You guys are buddies? But either way, glad to have you. As you guys know, I don't do a lot of PvP stuff. Mostly because a lot of you folks are that follow my channel do a lot of PvE. So there's still so much to tap into here. And make sure that you guys get every inch out of this game, out of the PvE side of things. And then let folks like Blue Rosebuds hold it down over there. So Blue Rosebuds actually just put out a really good video on bonus armor and kind of gave us some really good tips on some things that you might not have known about bonus armor. And he put it in the context of PvP, which is definitely helpful. So you should check that out. But I think it's the same. I think it works the same for PvP. I'm sorry, PvE as well. But yeah, good tips over there. Good tips on how to leverage bonus armor, because we just been talking about bonus armor, so shoot, good timing. Good timing. Yeah, so we were just talking about bonus armor, but on using it, basically it's a shield, right? So you guys know, here's an example. One of the things that Blue Rosebuds pointed out in his most recent video, which I believe dropped on Monday, which is like, you guys know that you often hear me say that basically, like with InvisiShield, if you recall that build platform that I created, which gives you a 360-degree shield, right? So that you can play out of cover without. Look at these rogues, by the way. We're fighting rogues with the tsunami, and it actually goes. This fight goes really well. But the we talk about playing out of cover, and InvisiShield being one of those things that help protect your backside, right? And like a hard shield that just protects your front side. But as you guys probably know, if you've been playing this game for a while, like Vigilance is one of the best backpack talents in the game, right? Because for offense, because it provides 25% weapon damage. And if you take damage, it's disabled for up to 4 seconds if you don't have the perfect version, the gift. But which most people run the standard versions of Vigilance. So if you wear a shield and your shield takes damage, then you're not taking damage, right? And so if you're not taking damage, then your Vigilance will stay up, so you can use a shield. So that's one of the rare, you guys know me, I don't use shields, but one of the rare reasons why I would use a shield if I was trying to protect Vigilance for some reason, If I was trying to do that, then I would run a shield. Now, bonus armor, just like an InvisiShield, bonus armor is a shield, right? So a shield lasts as long as its health lasts, right? Bonus armor lasts as long as the quantity of bonus armor you have. It's just the same thing. It's the same thing. It's just invisible. It's an invisible shield. That's all bonus armor is. It's an invisible shield on top of your regular armor. So the point is that what Blue Rosebuds points out in one of his videos is that you can use bonus armor to also protect vigilance. As long as you have bonus armor up, then your vigilance will stay up. Now, obviously, an enemy, when you're standing in front of an enemy, he's going to chew through that bonus armor eventually. Fine, it doesn't matter. But the time in which, that little bit of time in which your bonus armor was up was all the time you need to get the advantage on the enemy. To outpace him with your DPS so that you win that fight if you're going toe-to-toe with him. And anyways, and so, yeah, so that's, if you think about bonus armor like it's just a shield, that's all it is, then it helps you use it that way as well, right? And that's the whole point of the Invisi Shield concept. Harry, how are you, man? Good to see another guy from Germany. We got a few folks from Germany in the house. Welcome, Harry. Hey, Tucker. You know how to find it. So if you guys need to catch these live streams on the backside, if you need to rewatch them, there is a playlist on my YouTube homepage that is just for live streams. There's a live stream playlist there. And so I will drop a link to my homepage so you guys have that. Just dropped it right there for you. Biko, the hybrid pistol build that you just saw was, no, I put that together on the fly, but it was one that when I was thinking through this for this challenge video, for this dare. So Biko, I think that I understand your question. So correct me if I'm wrong, Biko. But Biko's asking, is that the hybrid pistol skill build you were working on? And by working on, I'm not sure because I'm always working on a build. But I was working on a pistol build, a skill pistol build the other day. And I sort of kind of put it on the back burner because it was cool. It just wasn't really unique. It didn't feel like it was doing anything special. But this one I put together that you're seeing is just I put together on the fly because somebody was wanted to see a named items only build that didn't involve hunter killer, that didn't involve contractor's gloves, and that didn't involve Fox's prayers, and then didn't involve what was the backpack, the Matador. So so I created this pistol build as a named items only build. So it's using the card, the test subject, and the mop. But I'm trying to stick to the card because it gives me an extra skill tier, especially when I'm in cover. But I do use the assault rifle a lot for more damage output. And then I'm using the chill out mask, and I got armor on kill everywhere I can. Force multiplier for that strong, perfect combined arms. And then perfect glass cannon with the sacrifice, named chest piece, perfect glass cannon, skill damage, armor on kill. See that? I got the 511s for more armor on kill, 10% armor on kill. So we almost got 20% armor on kill between these four pieces. Then I got 1% armor regen, more skill duration, and more skill damage. And then I'm using the named wyvern to claws out, which is a pretty unique piece. You don't actually see this a lot. Like a real player. Like a real player. So I'm gonna see if I have the pieces on my my character here to show you a good build with the deflector shield, the Captain America build. It's been a while since I've run it, so I gotta kind of remember what I ran with it, but I know it was the Ridger's Pride and the Claws Out, and then the backpack must have been. Would I run the Memento? No, I can't because I got the Ridger's Pride. There's so many different ways to go. Oh, I remember now. I was running Yeah, I was running the Matador because you want that adrenaline rush. And then what was I running for? Well, must have been running the Punch Drunk mask with skill damage. Let me pull that on out because you use a pistol a lot. You know that in sync doesn't work with the shield? Isn't that weird? Isn't that dumb? First of all. Yeah, in sync doesn't work with the deflector shield. I mean, half of it works, but you don't get the extra damage to your shield, but you get the extra damage to your pistol. If I remember right. So let me see here. So we want the deflector on. I'm creating another build for you on the fly. So hang with me. Deflector damage. Okay, so then what gloves did I use? I guess I could use those. So the thing about the deflector shield, if you guys are familiar with it, is that it causes some weird behaviors from the enemy. Where elites will shoot at your face basically all the time, and then non-elites will shoot at the shield, which is good, but it's pretty annoying because I feel like you can't really create one of these without like fully speccing into protection from elites. I've done a Foundry version with the deflector shield too, but I actually like the claws out version, Ridgeway's Pride version, better. Actually, I'm gonna use this one instead. There's several different ways you can go with it. You can also, you can spec it on the skill damage. You can spec into repair skills, because to keep your shield up, right? You sort of have to get used to it too, though. Keep that in mind. Like, I feel like when you first go out there with your build, you're gonna be kind of clunky with it. Okay, I'm almost done. Just seeing. What gloves do I want to wear? Could be a little bit different than the original, I'm sure. I'm not actually looking at it. Alright. Luis Vasquez says, I'm now in the Xbox clan. Is it possible to be part of the PC clan as well? I mean, if there's slots open, I'm not the one to make that call. It'd be the PC commander, but good question. Man, that's a lot of work though, bro, to maintain your characters and all your builds on 2 different platforms. Man, hats off to you, because that's a lot of work. So, Latina or, one of the PC people would have to help you out there. But Luis, are you on a Discord? What up, Rob84? How you doing, Maine? Maine, what's up, Maine? Okay, let me give this gameplay footage a quick pause. And let me show you what I came up with. Okay, so we're going through lots of different named item builds, and just so for those of you that have joined. And so we've shown 2 so far, okay? But the main one for today is the tsunami build, and I will show that build again, just so you know. But in that conversation, somebody asked for another build, and in that one I used this claws out, and so I wanted to demonstrate something here real quick. But so this is the claws out piece, right, which gives you melee damage, pistol damage, and it gives you basically skill damage. So it's nice if you can get it with skill damage and the secondary attributes as well. So running the claws out, you could actually run the deflector shield build. And so this one, as you can see, it deflects bullets, right? Back at the enemy. Now, we have this at a tier 6, which is cool. So what's also cool about that is that those deflected bullets, so the enemy's own bullets will proc bleeding edge, which is Ridgeway's Pride, for armor regen. So it's often where you have 3 to 5 enemies around you, and you can get them all to bleed if you remember. And so between your pistol and the deflected bullets, you can get them all to bleed. So you can be pretty invulnerable with this chest piece paired up with this shield. And so claws out is giving us more skill damage because you want those bullets, those deflected bullets, to kill the enemies too, right? So for the mask, I have the punch drunk. Really, I should have rolled more skill tiers here, but I got probably more armor than I want. So we'll test this out real quick. But the reality is I think I have too much armor. So anyways, skill damage here, and then more armor and protection from elites. And then repair skills, armor regen, Belsum, which is giving me more armor regen. And then I have adrenaline rush, which is helping me protect my body as that armor regen is healing me. So it's a temporary invisible shield, because you do take damage from behind as well. And so the repair skills is for this artificer. The artificer is going to help your shield stay alive. Now again, I think I need more skill tiers, but let's give this a crack and see how it does just as we have it set. And so for the I should say for the pistol, I'm using the card, and then I'm using and then I have let's see, with the card, let me show me with the card, damn it. Okay, so with the card I have 3 skill tiers. So yeah, but it acts like a 6th tier because of the armor. The armor actually bumps it to 6 skill tiers. So no, I think we might be okay. We might be okay. Armor's good. Armor's bueno. It's been a while since I ran this build, so I think we are okay with this armor. So again, I got the protection from elites because elites will shoot at your head. Now still, riot foam is going to be your enemy, so you don't want to get caught up in that. Getting stuck is not good. So what I'm going to try to do is get everybody to bleed. You guys, you ever use this crazy shield? The reality is, like, you probably, you don't want to like walk up on approach with the shield. You still want to stay nimble. Drop your shield, I guess is what I'm saying, and run to your target, get in close. So keep in mind there's a turret shooting at my back. So see, that's why the bonus armor is handy, right? A turret is just wailing on me back there. You can actually use this in Legendary too. There's not as many elites, which is the good thing about it. The only problem with a Legendary, it's kind of annoying, is that all the grenades, they actually start shooting grenades at you. Notice his behavior. Watch his behavior. Shooting on my face. You see that? That's why you need protection from elites. Watch his behavior. Face. He's aiming at my head. And or see that? So because he's got a shotgun, a few of those pellets are going back at him. But yeah, so that's why you need protection from elites, basically. Your face can only take so much. And you gotta break out the card every now and again, right? It's a good opportunity to use a card. I fucking hate rifle though. Where'd he go, that rifle guy? So it's kind of interesting, like when it comes to prioritizing your targets, because elites aren't your priority targets, and non-elites aren't your priority targets, because non-elites are shooting at your shield, so you got that going for you. So see that? See how he's shooting at my shield? So look, I'm all healed up in the bonus armor, and you know it's coming in nice. Just make sure he stays bleeding. See, he killed himself. But yeah, I love this shield though. It's actually really fun to run. Screw you, dude, and your defibrillators trying to defibrillate me. I'll defibrillate you. Ah, oh, bastard. He's too afraid to use your gun, huh? I get it. Get it. Deflector shield's scary. Defibrillate this, motherfucker. Yeah, so I like it with Adrenaline Rush too. Again, it tells you that you got an enemy around you, like somebody maybe coming up from behind you. Bastard jumped down. It's annoying. Look at this chicken shit way out here, making me run out here to kill him. Who the hell is he shooting? Yeah, but if you haven't tried this deflector shield build, it's this one's called Captain America, and it's pretty close to the original. It does use the improvised pieces so that I can run gotta get to that guy. Let's get this boss, I guess. Yeah, see, he's aiming at my face. A few of his bullets will catch, but he's mostly going for my face. So without that protection from elite. So the protection from elites and the armor regen together is what's keeping me alive. I'll let her heal me, so that's why I'm not killing her. Your little finger does get tired though, pulling this trigger a lot. Anyway, so that's this build. So this is what it looks like. It's pretty cool. I like it. It's D&H. Pretty tanky. Protection from elites, armor regen. Repair skills, skill damage, protection from elites, armor. So that's an improvised piece there. You could probably go... well, I mean, you need the protection from elites mod, so you're gonna have to go improvise there. Murakami, this one you could buy today. It's for sale DZ West. And then this one you have to farm named item caches or go to the DZ for it. So I hope you get a clause out. You need at least 1 or 2 in your stash. That makes sense. Yeah, Forge. Forge is the name also. You could also. That's a good point. I see somebody mentioning the Forge. If you don't want to use the claws out, or you don't have the claws out, you could also go the Forge to give your shield more power. Shield health, that is, more health. So that's the other way to go. You could also go improvise if you don't have the claws out. You could also do another improvised piece. That's probably the route that I would take. And I'd put on armor, skill repair, skill damage, and then more protection from elites. Because I think the protection from elites comes in serious play with this build. You would be surprised how many of these elites are shooting at your head. Plus, protection from elites is really cool. I like it. I'm a fan. Cool. So yeah, so more build ideas. So San Lorenzo, yeah, the Forge holster would actually do. I mean, if you're a shield guy, then the Forge holster makes a lot of sense, man. I mean, I love R&K. I like R&K, that brand set. It's brings, you know, have any of you guys seen my incoming repair builds? You need to check those out. Incoming repairs builds are badass. Basically, you know, like, you know what I say, the concept is like it allows you repair skills don't care how much armor you have, like armor on kill and armor regen does, right? So with repair skill builds or incoming repair builds, same thing. You know, you can roll max weapon damage, right? So 6 red cores, and then roll on incoming repairs and repair skills as your survivability. So no armor regen and no armor on kill, and you can be invincible that way if you set it up correctly. And because if you know, it's just like we always say, it's not how much armor you have, it's how fast you recover, and you can make your recovery as fast as your damage uptake. So you can repair yourself as fast as you're taking on damage, and that's if you get your proportions correct with your armor on kill and incoming repair, which is basically 1-to-1 ratio. So I run for every armor, for every repair skills I run in the build, oh, this is gonna be trouble. I run incoming repair, basically, at a 1-to-1 ratio. So I think I had like 120% incoming repairs to 160% repair skills, something like that. And you could just stand there in front of a turret, an elite turret, and heal through it. Pretty incredible. Mostly in heroic, of course. Legendary content, it's a little bit differently. It works on legendary, of course, but you gotta move a lot. You can't just stand there. You gotta move. Be reasonable, people. You gotta move. Fat cat. What's going on, fat cat? Yeah, Daryl Mesa knows what I'm talking about then. Yeah, that 511. That was a dare build too. Actually, why don't I post it? Well, remember. Yeah, somebody dared me to do a 511 build. They were like, I dare you to do 511 build. Because I always talk shit about 511. I hate 511. I think it's a horrible brand set. You guys do too, I'm sure. but I was dared to do it, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna make it rock, whatever I'm gonna do. And so I just dropped that OMG build link right there. I'm the 511 build. Again, it was a dare build also, but basically, a lot of people run when they do the 511 builds, they spec into hazard protection, and I decided not to do that just because it wasn't unique enough for me. And so I wanted to do something unique, so I decided to take it the incoming repairs route. So if you run 2 pieces of 511, then you get incoming repairs, so that's the route I took. And then I spec the rest of the build into incoming repairs all the way around. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Let me skip this gameplay footage, actually. I want to take it to... actually, I want to catch a little bit of this here. And let's skip to the first half of the choke, I think is what it is. Actually, let me skip a little bit further. I want to get it to the second half of choke. And then I want to jump ahead to overgrowth. There's some two scenes that I want you guys to see as far as like how well this build does. It's basically taking out boss spawn points with no shield. It does really well.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Yeah, 511 needs some love, says Blue Rosebuds. For sure, it does. It's like, I feel, I actually felt, I made this comment the other day. I feel like that if the devs just if they just replaced all those brands that have health in them, I feel like that alone would make a big difference in the game, right? So we got 511, Cheska, and Heligard. I think all have health in them. If we just address that, we'd have a lot more build diversity right there if they just fixed that, right? Like nobody runs 3-piece Cheska, right? There's no such build out there with 3-piece Cheska. And people run 3-piece Heligard, but I think everybody regrets having that extra health. I don't think anybody really wants it. So damn riot foam. Man, those guys are everywhere. Yeah, so I feel like if the devs just replace those attributes with something other than health, I mean, that would create a lot more builds right there, because we'd be using those pieces in different ways. I mean, look at the striker thing. I mean, such a small change created a heck of a lot of new builds. 4-piece striker wasn't being run the way that it's being run now, right? It created new metas, technically, right? I mean, a small change like that created the new meta for the assault rifle build. And I think I've showed that build twice now, right? The new meta assault rifle build. And I don't know if we should call it the meta, but let's just call it the new hardest hitting assault rifle build in the game. Let's call it that. I think it's a better name for it. But it hits at 1.45 million assault rifle. So that's pretty high for an assault rifle. And then one of my favorite ones actually is the 4-piece striker using the chest piece with a Grupo mask and a Memento backpack. That's a lot of fun. Chameleon being the gun, and that hits over 1.25 million. So this is where I want to jump. I'm gonna jump ahead to here, overgrowth. I'm gonna show you guys this, and then I'll show you the build again. So what I'm trying to do here is sneak into the spawn point. There's a lot going on right now. There's also a resource convoy, so. Okay, here comes a spawn, so. So that, see, notice I'm reloading a lot. So I'm actually reloading too, even though I got pummel. The Pleasing. If I was a boss, I'd want a name called The Pleasing. Not. Anyway, so I wanted to show you that. I feel like that's a pretty cool little scene. I think I get another one here later. I do go down, and the guy never comes picking me up, so there's that. Let me jump to this. Okay, cool. So we'll see another. Now I got an elite patrol along for the ride. Okay, I'll let this play out. Tux, could you come up with a build that has the best only brand piece combination? Let me see. With the build that has the best only brand piece composite. Oh, like one of every best brand piece. Is that what you're saying there? I'm not sure I'm getting that right. Ozzy, are you saying you would like to see me come up with a build that uses one piece of the no more than one piece of every best brand out there? Like one piece Grupo, one piece Bellstone, one piece, you know, that kind of thing. One piece Fenris, one piece of every brand set that's the best brand set that I consider the best brand sets. Does that sound like what you're talking about? Clarify if you don't mind. Daryl Mesa, good question. He says, what do you think about the ASC 12 and pummel or other? So I don't recommend the ASC 12 with pummel, but I like that shotgun. I do like that shotgun. Because it's got a decent stagger effect on it. Now the version that I use is the rock and roll. Actually, that's the version that I like. I use it as a secondary weapon though. I use the M870 as my primary, and then I flopped over to the ASC. But it's actually a shotgun, good on its own right. But you know, if you put on something like Optimus with it, actually, I think it would work a little bit better. So there's situational awareness at work right there, guys. So I saw that spawn coming in from behind me. So, but look at this build. I mean, it's strong. But yeah, so the ASC 12 would work in this scenario right here, dude. It would work really well. Now, I'm not getting really much benefit from pummel. I mean, that 40% extra weapon damage is nice, but I'm getting it on kill, so sure. But if I was running Optimus, then I would be better off with this build if I was running Optimus. And so I think the same way with the ASC shotgun. Yeah, you know, now that I think about it, I'd probably run the ASC shotgun. Like, I'd probably run it with Versatile and Optimus. Versatile on the backpack, which would give it 35% more optimal damage. And then I'd run the swap chain with it. Which is that little Uzi, basically. And so, yeah, so every time I'd switch to those, you'd be getting that 35% amplified damage. But I wouldn't run pummel because I don't think they need it, right? Pummel is, the big deal about pummel is that is the reload, right? And I think those shotguns have pretty quick reloads. And so there's the other one, you could go killer. Right, so if you kill with a crit, you get additional crit damage. And then there's up close and personal, which is like pummel. But if you kill somebody within 7 meters, then you get 30 or 40% weapon damage, whatever it is. So that would also work. Yeah, but I wouldn't run pummel with it. I wouldn't run pummel, but it's a great shotgun. Yeah, so I would run, again, let me just recap. I would run Optimus, which is probably the best. Killer, or up close and personal. Those are the three talents that I would run with the ASC, and I think it's an excellent shotgun. Actually, as a matter of fact, you could also run the double ASC, like a double shotgun. Make sure you run the ammo dump holster though, because you're gonna need the ammo if you roll double shotgun. But Yeah, I thought about that. Actually, I wanted to do another like shotguns akimbo build. We're running 2 ASCs, one on each, basically, and then swapping back and forth to it, back and forth from one to the other. And you could put one to have also preservation, you know, to give you that armor on kill. That would be the other way to go. There's so many routes you can go, but anyways, if you're looking just for a really strong shotgun, I'd probably run versatile in a backpack and pair it up with a another really good SMG that wouldn't lose its talent when you swap to it, like unwavering, like that SMG. You could also do the cold relations. Actually, that'd be a good one too. Emmeline's Guard, Swap Chain, and Cold Relations. I'd pair that up with the SC. Run versatile on the backpack with probably actually, I'd probably run Bellstone on the backpack, and then I'd run 4-piece Hunter's Fury with Hunter's Fury also on the chest piece. So I'd run Hunter's Fury on the chest. And so that frees your last piece up to either run, I would either run the Coyote's Mask for more crits, or I'd run the Ammo Dump Holster. If I ran Ammo Dump Holster, I'd probably run Cheska for the backpack. Make sure I have a crits, because I would want those to crit out. So either Cheska or Grupo. But yeah, good shotgun. Good shotgun. A lot of people have been using it lately. I think it became popular lately because they're using it as a way to ramp up your strikers builds really fast. But I don't have a problem with my striker builds ramping up. You know what I mean? Like, you pair it up with like a CTAR or whatever. I mean, you get your stacks really quickly. I don't see the point in, you know, getting close and then swapping to a shotgun, ramping it up, and then what? You know, I just, you know, saving yourself a couple extra seconds, you know? So, I mean, I guess maybe is that a PvP? Maybe it's good for PvP? What do you guys think? Is the whole using the ASC shotgun a PvP thing? Because I've seen people using it in videos, and I don't get it. I'm like, why not just play the game? You know what I mean? Like, what's with the trying to find a cheat around it? It's just like, just play the game. You're gonna get your stacks up in no time. I don't know. I mean, but I've heard that from, I've seen that in comments too, where people say that they have a hard time getting their striker stacks. It's really easy to get striker stacks for me. You know, just land your shots on a target. It doesn't take a crit. It's better than obliterate. Obliterate takes crits, right? Requires crits. I think it's easier than obliterate because it only requires hits. You need more of them, true. But you constantly should be shooting at enemies anyways. So, but anyway, so yeah, so some people are using the ASC shotgun as a way to like build up their stacks quickly. They'll walk up to a target and whip out the shotgun and then, like, you know, hit them as many times as possible to get their striker stacks up. That's cool too. And then switch to their other weapon, you know. But it doesn't take that long to get your striker stacks. So I'm just like, we'll just play the game, use whatever weapon you want. I mean, if it's the SE, it's the ASC. But otherwise, just use your SMG, your assault rifle. You'll get your stacks. Be patient. You know, what's the half a second difference? I mean, is it, you really can go out of your way for that half a second difference? In PvP, maybe, right? So I can see that in PvP. I mean, that half a second advantage can be the difference between life and death. So I get that for PvP. But, so I don't know. So I'm turning that question to you guys. Is that just a PvP thing? Or is some of you guys using the whole shotgun trick to ramp up your strikers for PvE also? And do you really need to do that? Really? It doesn't take that long, you know? Like, geez, a second, right? I mean, how much time are you really saving? I don't know. Excuse my ignorance. Enforcer shotgun is great, Fernando. I just don't have it. I would totally be running that if I had it. That was like an early, a pre-order release. You had to have pre-ordered the game, I think, in order to get that. Blue Rosebud says, question, do you think if health on brand sets increase from 5% to maybe 30 to 50% health, they would be usable? No, I don't. I mean, I guess it'd be helpful. It's just too specific of a thing that it's... Well, I mean, first of all, the reason why, let me tell you the reason why I don't think it'd help is because I've run all health builds before. So, and I didn't share it with the community because it just ended up being dumb, but I created an all health build because I figured this. So here's the deal, you know, like health, you know, your health bar is the orange bar right below your armor, right? You can see it right there. It's full right now, but it regenerates all in itself. So you don't need armor regenerate or health regeneration for your health to regenerate. It auto regenerates. So I was like, okay, well, so maybe if I play into that auto regeneration, I was like, so maybe if I create a build with so much health and just be like, it would be really cool because it auto regenerates. And so I don't need armor on kill. I don't need armor regeneration, and just play into the health. The problem is that the regeneration is really slow. It's too slow. And so, you know, you'd regenerate and it would just drop right back down too fast. So I felt like, man, you know, there's no way to really play into it. You know, I don't think, you know, it didn't matter how, so I had max health. So I put on the 3-piece Cheska, and then I put on the Grupo, I'm sorry, the Gila Guard and whatever else, I can't remember. Oh, the 511. Yeah, and so I got max health on everything, the most health I can get on the game, but I definitely wasn't tankier. I had zero survivability at it. That came with it. So I just can't imagine 30% more would do anything for you. I mean, but there was a time that it worked, right? There was a time where health was the shit. I mean, that's what we would run. We wouldn't even run armor. I mean, my favorite build was, you know, I think they called it the Bloodsucker build back then, right? The vampire build. But basically, and that was way, you know, there's been a lot of changes, so that name doesn't make sense anymore. But basically, you'd be running clutch and then something else, and like as long as you were critting, you were healing your health. And so you'd spec 0 armor, maximum health, maximum crits, and you'd be using clutch and whatever else. And you would stay alive as long as you're critting. And it was an absolute great build. You'd run it with an SMG. I ran it with the Chatterbox a lot. And so it was a lot of fun. But yeah, and those were all health. And then they changed the game, and now armor became more of the deal. Where armor instead of health. That was Gear 2.0 changes. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, so what did they do to health, right? They made it like stupid, basically, by doing that. Like, but you know, it does have a role, right? Like against hazards, Plague of the Outcast. So I do see the value there if you were like really want it, but it's too specific, and that's what I meant earlier by it's so specific. Like, be like, well, I want to max health because if somebody's running the Pestilence in PvP, then I'll be protected from it. But then you're weak against everything else, and it's situational. It's only if somebody's got the Pestilence, you know, or certain hazards. But like fire and bleed also attack health, right? But yeah, I tried. I was like, oh man, there's auto regeneration on that health. Let's see if we can get into that. But yeah, it's too long, too slow. If you're talking about gear sets, then no, gear sets require 2 pieces. So gear sets are the ones that are like green, if you're on Xbox, or blue if you're on a PlayStation. So are you talking about gear sets? So like a gear set would be like Hunter's Fury, right? Like the Foundry, that's a gear set, and it requires 2 pieces minimum. But a brand set is like, here's a Golden Gear's a brand set, Wyvern's a brand set. And so it only takes 1 piece to assembled will set you up for the brand talent. But so one piece of each brand or 1 piece of the gear set, you need 2 pieces of a gear set for it to make sense. So based on your comment there, I think you're saying gear sets is what you mean to say. Gear sets are the colored ones, and they require at least 2 pieces. So. And you're saying, yeah, well, what combos can you put together to make those interesting? Kind of like Foundry with Striker, or Hunter's Fury with Foundry, or something like that, right? That could be interesting. Yeah, thanks for that, Pedro. Yeah, Negotiators builds pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I mean, just go crit chance, crit damage all out. And then I did, as Pedro pointed out, I also put out a, just this week, as a matter of fact, I'll link it because it's not a bad idea to do that since it's so new. But I put out a Negotiator's Dilemma hybrid skill build. So I added 6 skill tiers to that. Oops. Let me write Negotiators with this. It's a pretty interesting way to run. Negotiator's Dilemma. It's definitely a different way to run it. But so if you like skill builds, if you like using your turret and drones, and you like crit builds, it's like meshing that concept together. So. Appreciate your question, Patch Pike. And so Patch Pike is probably somebody else. If they want to give their testimony, if we got any hardcore banditos in the house, he's asking if hardcore bandito is worth it. But for my 2 cents, and you know, I'm the guy that you'd be helping out, right? So for what it's worth, is so what he's talking about is joining Tux's Players Club, right? The Players Club, and we got 3 levels on the Players Club, and we got a Tuxational Supporter, which is the entry level, and then we got True Banditos, which is the $2.99 level, and then the Hardcore Bandito, which is $9.99 level. So, in my opinion, I recommend being at least a True Bandito if you want access to those classified builds. Hardcore Bandito also gets access to classified builds, but if you like basically my style, if you like how I drop my videos, Patch Pike, like the music, for example, is a big element of my videos, my playlists. And so hardcore banditos get access to video live streams. So like Biko is a hardcore Players Club member, and he's saying yes, it's worth it. But so I create these music playlists, they're like music videos, and then also playlists that you can download. So if you want to listen to them on your from your phone or whatever, your computer, offline, whatever. So so you get that, and then also you're going to get access to the Netflix style miniseries first, and in a private viewing setting, and then there's also Players Club member live streams on top of that, members only live streams. And then you get access to me on through social media channels, direct access to me as well, like for chatting and whatnot. So yeah. So anyways, I say at least true banditos, so that you at the very least get access to the builds. But we would love you up at the hardcore member level if you also like what I'm putting down music wise, and you just want to support the cause too. It's a great way of supporting the cause, of keeping the community together, because that's our big focus right now. Patch Pike and everybody, is that for me right now the most important thing is about hyping the community, keeping it energized, and then keeping us together. Like me using my platform, my brand, the TuxedoBandido brand, and whether it be on YouTube or Discord, but that or through the clans, but using all three of those together so that we stay together in a time where the game is basically at an all-time low because of the content. We are going to get new content, things are going to pick up again, but we don't know when that's going to be. That could be June, it could be December, it could be, who knows, right? March. So it's up to us, it's up to me to help inspire the community to unmarry ourselves from the developers and be responsible for our own love of this game, I guess is the best way to put it. And so that's what I'm really working hard on doing, by showing you like, hey, look, challenge yourself to create a new build, using named items only, and that'll, maybe you'll use a weapon that you've never used before. Excuse me, burping over here. So yeah, I mean, there's lots of weapons. Like there's the mop, by the way. I think I put some of them away, but Test Subject, Cold Relations, Dark Winter, Emmeline's Guard is one really fun one to build around, by the way. Perfect preservation. Basically 12% armor and kill over 5 seconds, or you can double that if you get a headshot damage. So that's a lot of survivability. It's a really cool one. So similar to like the mop, right? That way. And this swap chain is really good. I was talking about that earlier. So look at all these named items. We got a lot of named weapons. I wish we had a better one for the Police M4. I love the Police M4, but I don't really like the fire builds so much. I did when I first started the game, but I kind of got away from them. But Pedro Peterson says, ever played an all green build? I've thought about them. I mean, like 3-piece striker with like 2-piece, like, I mean, some of them can make sense, right? Like systems corruption too. Like you can do like 3-piece Hunter's Fury to get that 20% armor on kill, and then 2-piece systems corruption to get another 15% armor on kill. So if you do that, you're at 35% armor on kill. Then you run Gunner and you have 45% armor on kill. And then if you run the Death Crypts, and you're at 55% armor on kill, right? Did I do my math right? 20, 35, 45, yeah, 55% armor on kill. If you do that. So we could do that. You want to see that build? So somebody daring me? Do I got an official dare? Can we get an official dare? The dare would be an all green mismatched build, basically. Like a non-4, so it can't be a 4-piece, right? That'd be the thing. We're basically saying 3 pieces or less, but all green. So it'd be like, I don't know if I have all my pieces here with me. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'd have to go to my other characters, I think. But but let me see if I can pull it off. That could be pretty interesting, actually. I would wonder if I would want to do it with a shotgun, you know? Dare! There it is. Okay, so to lay out the parameters, the dare is a 4-piece. I'm sorry, can't be a 4-piece, but the whole build's got to be green. The downside of that would be I can't use my death grips because I'd want to use the death grips in there. But let me see. So it'd have to be a 3 and 3, right? So that's gonna be tough. Hunter's Fury, there it is. Okay, so there's that. And then now I need my system corruption. This is gonna be hard, guys. This is actually gonna be hard because it's not the 3 and 3 part that's hard. It's just that it's like which pieces where kind of thing. So I'm gonna have to log out because I'm gonna have to go to my other character because they got the system. I think I'd run system corruption. I see noobs doing it. Yeah, it's basically a noob build, Fat Cat. That's right. I see them doing it too. Yeah, good point, Simon. The ninja backpack would be cool, wouldn't it? Yeah, you know, they are working on new gear for us, right? So definitely new exotics. Usually that means new named items and new brand sets and a new gear set too. That would all come with the coming seasons, right? So, you know, with the new content, so we're supposed to be getting a new game mode. We don't know what that is yet. We know we're getting adjustments to the specializations. We know we're getting something called expertise. So we know we're getting all of that stuff, but yeah, I mean, but you know, there's a lot we don't know, right? So I would probably want system corruption over there. So let me see. So I want to see what pieces I have for what. So system corruption, crit damage, just one crit damage. So that wouldn't be bad. I'd probably need the crit chance because I think I'd want to run it as a shotgun build. And in the backpack, system corruption. All right, and then another system corruption. Send that over, and then I need the chest piece for Hunter's Fury, right? I don't know what, I don't feel like I don't have any good. Yeah, the crappy part is like we're not going to make use of any of our chest or backpack counts because of that, right? It basically nullifies those. But if I go negotiators, like 2-piece negotiators, then I'm at least getting crits. Huh. Yeah, this is tough. This is a tough one. You're losing so much. Okay. Well, let's head over there. Yeah, me either. I mean, when do you think we're gonna get that next update, Blue Rosebuds? Think we're gonna get it in June? Or do you think they're gonna push it all the way to November? Actually, I think it's just Hunter. It's a good week. I think the backpacks is in the open world this week, right? I think in the north. Let me take a look when I land on my map. But What level do you play on? It's just Hunter. I recommend not doing heroic if you're farming exotics. I think you'd do better off like in hard mode or challenging. I actually think you get more exotics dropping at that level. But I would farm this area up here. This it happens to be an invaded area of the map too, but I'd be farming this. I'd play as much as possible, this whole area, over and over, the same things. Beat it all, everything in here, and then reset your map, and go back in here and beat it all again. That's how I farm backpacks. That's how I'd farm an exotic backpack too, and I'd probably do it like on challenging level. And the problem is that you're also gonna get the Acosta backpack in there too. So that's going to be dropping for you as well. And so you're just going to keep doing it until you get the memento. That's the best way to do it. Otherwise, you're going to be doing it in the summit on backpacks. Change your targeted loot in the summit on backpacks. And then the last way, I would do all three of these things actually, is what I recommend. Then do all three of your weekly projects too, because they're going to give you a free exotic. So, so you got donate elements and you'll get a free exotic. That's the easiest one to do right there. Then complete 30 floors in the summit. That's also really easy to do. You can do that really fast on challenging. And then beat your legendary if you can. And you'll also get an exotic doing that too. So I would do that combination in order to get your memento. Okay, let's try this impossible challenge. I'm actually thinking this is going to be a hard one. It's not hard. It's not like it's not possible to do. It's mostly the... making the build good in the end, right? So let's see here. System corruption. So which pieces I have what? The problem is that like I want 3 pieces of Hunter's Fury because they're gonna give me that. Well, I guess I could do 3 pieces of Striker. Also get that rate of fire. But anyways, and then I'm gonna use 2 pieces of system corruption. Oops. I got too much gear over here apparently. So that's being annoying. Let's see what kind of move back there. It's gonna be one at a time, unfortunately. There we go. So, but by running with these incomplete gear sets on the build, then we're losing our chest and backpack counts, which are really important. I would go as far as saying that builds aren't viable without those talents. So let's change this to, I think we need armor there. So it's not that the build, so, and then the backpack. So ideally for the backpack, I'd run a 4th piece of Hunter's Fury, but I think that's against the challenge, isn't it? What do you guys say? Speed kills 85-10. Yeah, the best way to get system corruption is by, you could either get legacy season caches from the season vendor. So the season vendor is right here. They're not open right now because there's no active event, but when you get those global events like Reanimated or Golden Bullet, purchase those legacy season caches. They got system corruption in them. Otherwise, you have to go inside the dark zone, and it's very rare, but sometimes the clan vendor or the dark zone vendors will sell system corruption, but it's very rare. And then from there, you can craft system corruption, right? If you have the components. So here's system corruption. So I don't have any components to craft because I've done my crafting, but you can also craft them. So even if you get them and you don't like them, you know, definitely keep them, deconstruct them. So let's see here. I need to move one more thing over so I can have room to do this. Move that one over and then pull this one in. So got pulse resistance. So that's not helpful to run 3 pieces of that, but let's see where we are crits wise. 25-56, so we're pretty low crit wise. So I wonder if we'd be better off running, well, I guess I can mix this up. Headshot damage. Headshot damage. Actually, we probably want to swap that out for the mop. There we go. Now we got another 10. So there's a lot of armor on kill happening here. You guys see that? Look at that armor on kill. Is it 50%, 60% armor? 50% armor on kill. That's what we got there. So we got shotgun damage, 20% armor on kill. Then system corruption is bringing us 15% armor on kill. So now we're at 35% armor on kill. And then the shotgun is bringing us another 10%. So that's 45% armor on kill. And then gunner is bringing us another 10%, which is 55% armor on kill. So then from there, I'm trying to figure out what would we want. And I think probably gonna run a turret, like an attack turret, both to take, there we go, aggro, but also to proc in sync. So I can get in sync on my shotgun there. And then I think for the other talent, I mean, I could do a turret also. Let's see where we're at now. Crits wise, 40%. So let's mod it out now. So 40, we'll be able to get there now. Crit chance, crit chance. All right, and now we're at 49, 56. All right, and then swap this out to crit chance. 55, 56. All right, so then the rest will put the crit damage. If I get this to 100% crit damage, it would be better off, but I don't think we're gonna get there. You don't need a lot of crit damage for the shotgun builds, but if you get to 100%, that's good. All right, so there we are. Let's see if we can kill somebody with this. What do you guys think? Are we gonna die a horrible defeat? Or are we gonna smash fools? Melvin, what's going on, brother? Devin Southam. Devin Southam. Welcome to the Texas Players Club as a true bandito. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Good job. Well done. Appreciate the support, man. Thank you. I want to drop you some links because also as a true bandito member level, you get access to the classified builds. And if you guys didn't know, classified builds are secret builds made just for Texas Players Club, and you have to be at least a true bandito member level to get access to those. And so I got a couple links here that that help make sure you guys are taking advantage of your resources. Okay, sorry, I was looking for my link here. I accidentally wrote on top of it. So, hey, Devin, appreciate you, man. Check out these links, all right? So one of them is just a link to my homepage, but at the top is the members only playlist, and so that'll give you access to all the secret builds that I've made in the past. And then also there's a link there to my Discord that I hope you take advantage of. It doesn't cost anything, but there's also a members only access channel there. And that's a good place, like if you want to have conversations, you want me to check out your builds, whatever, that's a good spot. Okay, let's go see if we can survive with this build. So I'm gonna use the mop on one, and then I'm gonna use the, do I still have the, well, yeah, I can use the Dark Winter on the other, which just got crits on it. There, 60, 95, yeah, okay, good enough. So I still have the decoy, and then I have the attack drone. So because I want to use in-sync, and so in-sync is going to be really helpful because it's going to give me a quick little bit of burst damage, which is going to be pretty important because we're missing the backpack and chest talent. So that's the greatest weakness of this build. So it's also a good point. I'm glad we're doing this as an exercise to show you guys this is why you really need to take advantage of those talents. You want them to be working for you. So let's see if we can get this to kill somebody. So ideally we'd kill him in a single mag. Right. So this is bouncing from cover. So that's what bouncing from cover looks like. I wanted to show you guys that. So boom. It's just, so it allows you to move quicker. They miss more when you're bouncing from cover. Really helpful when you're in some sticky situations. The downside of using this. There we go, we got all our armor back. So it's good, it's kind of working. It's kind of working. So that was without in sync, and so we want in sync because it's gonna help us. Yeah, that worked that time. Because we were getting shot by the elite in the back, and then there you go, full armor. There's a lot of fire going on here. I don't know if you can tell. You see all that armor coming back? That is nice. Gotta say, that's the good part about this build. So it's working so far. We're surviving. But just imagine how much better it would be if we were able to use our talents. See these turrets spread out everywhere? I mean, these guys are nasty. Where they put their turrets are nasty. You guys watching that bounce from cover? I'm trying to do it a lot for you. It's just a play style to make you go fast. As soon as I hit that cover, even before I hit the cover, I'll bounce off of it. And so it allows you, so even before, so I didn't hit the cover there, so I bounced off of it before. It allows you to move, actually move faster in the game and prevents you from taking bullets. When you're doing cover moves, the game actually rewards you by making you a harder to hit target. I destroyed that turret's master. Why is it still shooting me? It's ridiculous. Shouldn't be taking damage anymore. But so what's really cool about this is that, so in sync is driving all the power. And then all that armor on kill is like really working for us, right? Working for us, giving us all that life back. It does show you how powerful in sync is as a talent. Really powerful. So like right here, you'd want to bounce from cover here. So they miss, and it, you know, in the journey over is what I mean. That's when they miss, right? And then, so even if you don't want to actually go to that cover, that's what I mean by bounce from it. So I'll give you another example here. So I'm aiming for that cover over there, right? So, but before I even get there, so I stop, then I change directions. You see that? So, but it allows your character to run a lot faster, a lot faster. So yeah, so I think that's what's making the build work. It's like forcing the build. Is basically the fact that we got all that armor on kill, so that, which is heavy defense, and then in sync. In sync is a lot of burst damage. And then I think what else is working for us otherwise, obviously the little bit of crits is helping on shotguns. Shotguns are strong builds, but that armor on kill is pretty sweet, I must admit. So yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? It's kind of a good build. It's kind of a good build for what it is, you know? I mean, I don't recommend it. There's some waste. There's a lot of waste. Like, you know, we don't need 3 pieces of... Oops, who's shooting at me? And what? Who are you? Who are you? Get out of here. I was gonna show you that there's a lot of waste, right? Like, we don't need, I mean, the 3-piece hunters is great because we get into 20% armor on kill. That's worth it. But the third piece of system corruption is waste. And then on top of that, we're not getting our chest or our backpack talent. You see that? But we do have crits. We could have more. But anyways, we're critted out into mask. Critted out on the holster. Hunter's Fury. Third piece of Hunter's Fury is the knee pads. And then system corruption, crits, armor. Crits, armor. But we're not, we have no talents, basically. All right. Now it's gonna get a little bit harder because now we're gonna be up against just elite. So let's see. Yep, they killed my. I think weapon choice is also making a difference here. You know, the fact that I chose a shotgun to run with, I think this build would be a lot more difficult with any other. This, as a matter of fact, let's swap over. Let's see. Man, that fucking turret, their turrets are nasty, huh? The placement, they're really good at about their placements. That's what's nasty about it. So we're gonna get a little bit less armor on kill because I'm running now the Dark Winter, which has no armor on kill on it, right? Like, it's not like the mop. The mop had armor on kill. I don't like it as much. Let me see if I have my, what did I do with the Emmeline's Guard? I had it here, I must have taken it off. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the mop. It takes too much out of the mag. Too many mags. But the shotgun just hits, it's more brute strength. And a setup like this, I think we need more brute strength because we're lacking on talents, you know. And the problem with Dark Winter, another showcase of what's wrong with Dark Winter. And I like that gun, but Perfect Killer requires you to have a kill and then times out in 10 seconds, where In Sync doesn't time out on you, right? If I lose my skill like I just did, then I don't have it, of course, but Mama! I killed a man! Mama, I'm killing men! I'm killing grown-ass men with my horrible build! I whipped out my shotgun, shot them dead! Mama! I killed a man! Let's see if I can survive this shit. I've been thinking about doing a video on popping cover, or at least a live stream. But I think a video would be better because I could have like pre-recorded like really good examples of how to make it work. Because I mean, I use it a lot, and I just don't know if people really realize how much I use it. And it actually saves me a lot. Keeps me from dying, saving me is what I mean. So, and it's because you run so much faster. Look how fast your guy is when you're running from cover to cover. He's a lot faster. Okay, now let me just run. You see that? Now I'm running. You see the difference in speed? Look at, now I'm gonna run cover to cover. Way faster, right? Now I'm gonna run. So that's one reason. But also it's the misdirection. So I'm gonna run over there and then I'm gonna bounce off of the cover, which means I don't even need to touch that cover, but watch. So I'm gonna run and then boom, and then I misdirection, right? And so that's kind of there's 100 different ways you can do it, right? Oh, reload. Got kind of reload. But yeah, so there's 100 different ways you can use it that way, but mostly like I use it a lot I bounce off of cover to get them in a misdirection. So what I'll do is I'll run to a piece of cover right next to the enemy, and then when I hit that cover, I'll tuck backwards, roll backwards, and then when I come out of my tuck and roll, I'll be shooting them in the head. Oh, she knew I was going there. That's fucking bullshit AI right there. Where her grenade hit? Come on. There's no way she could have predicted that I was laying there. That homing device is bullshit. There's not much I complain about in this game, but that's one of the things. I mean, I'll take all the glitches in the day. All the glitches the game has, is because those they never bother me, the glitches, you know? So, but the whole grenade thing, I mean, just fuck you, game. You know, like I'll be playing and like, I'm like, there's no way she could predict that I'm gonna land over there and like, you know, that's what she throws the grenade. She actually throws a grenade where I am, but as I move, the grenade will follow me. That's what happens. The grenade is actually following me. And I've seen it at times. I've traced the grenade with my weapon. I'm like, look at it. I'm moving and it's moving with me. I'm moving and it's moving with me. That's bullshit. I mean, I like a difficult game. I like challenges, you know, I like smart AI, but in what world do grenades follow you? On what planet? Not this one. Not Planet Tuxedo. On Planet Tuxedo, grenades do not follow you. But I don't know. What do you guys think? So that's a crazy build, but we got it to work. I think if you think things through, so we're playing into something, and I think that's why it's working, right? Thanks, Elok. I appreciate you, man. You said you're doing a great job. That's sweet of you, man. Thank you, thank you. So, yeah, I mean, definitely, I would rather not have this third piece system corruption. It'd be nice to play into the chest and the backpack here with the talents. We're losing a lot, but the reason why I think it's working, this build works, is because we're playing into something very specific, and that is armor on kill. And so from there, what we're doing is relying on heavy raw weapon damage. So we have this, I'm using the mop hitting at almost 1 million. So that's why it's working. And then we have in sync that's buffing the damage, okay? And so that happens to be enough to get it to work for heroic solo. But this build would probably not be very good for heroic group or legendaries. Just because, you know, it's a play out of cover build anyways. But without that chest and backpack talent, you're just losing way too much damage. Think about it. We're losing 40%. We could have 40% amplified damage from our hunter killer chest piece, right? I mean, that's how much that's a lot of damage right there. That's a lot. Or glass cannon, or obliterate, whatever else you want, you know, or defense. But the reason why it's working is because we got a good amount of raw damage, crits to help it out a little bit, right? We're not huge on crits, but it's helping. 80% crit damage on a shotgun when your base weapon damage is 1 million is pretty good, right? So it could be better, but it's enough. That plus in sync is why it's working, and then everything else, we have amazing time to heal, right? So amazing time to heal. So let's see what that is, and it's not going to count the so 596. So that's yeah, 55% armor on kill. That's what that is, and that's why the build is working. It's the combination of those things. But yeah, but we're also losing a lot, so it's not the most efficient build in the game. But pretty cool for a dare, I guess. Pretty good for a new build. Pedro says, how much time do you spend playing this game per day? I probably play like maybe 3 or 4, probably 4 hours on average. You know, but I'm always working, so I'm usually working on a build, so I play differently than you guys might, you know. So I do what you see is going on here, so I'll be working on a build, and then reset my control points, and then I'll travel back to the White House and tweak it, and then I'll run it for a while. And then when I'm playing, I'm actually farming for specific pieces so I can complete a build. And then once I have the build ready, then I run it for a while. I play it for a while and make sure I love it before I promote it, basically. And then I capture that footage that I need to for videos. So, you know, so all in all, probably about 3 or 4 hours a day. I wish I could do more, actually. But, you know, a lot of video editing and stuff like that is also important to what I do. Devin, you became a clan member too. All right. Doc in the house. You've been watching me from the beginning. All right, man. Appreciate that. Are you in the US? And what platform are you on? Xander, Tuxos? Yeah, we can put Tuxos in anything, huh? No, I like the challenge builds, man. They keep it interesting. So keep that up, guys. If you can think of a well thought out challenge, then, you know, that really helps. I think this was what's his name's challenge? Going back to who it was Osvi, right? So this is Osvi's challenge. Thank you, Osvi. Appreciate that, brother. So yeah. And so normally though, if we come up with a good challenge, I dedicate a whole stream to it, and that'll give me a chance to like think through the build. I don't mind doing them on the fly like this, but to respect you guys' time and for efficiency and to actually come out with a viable build. Like today's build is actually viable. I recommend you run this build. Like truly, it's a very good build. It's and the reason why it works is because you got a lot of really good amplified damage and damage bonuses coming in here, and then crits and multiplicative damage that you don't need Hunter's Fury. It's a good example of showing you that you don't need Hunter's Fury, you know, for shotgun and SMG builds. So Hunter's Fury just kind of makes it easy, and it's a great build. I'm not saying it's a bad build. I love Hunter's Fury, but you don't need Hunter's Fury. And when you don't use Hunter's Fury, you're getting more slots, right? Which we're sort of also sacrificing for some multiplicative damage because we're using the Foxes and Contractors, but you do get more slots in general. So, and that sort of makes up for, you know, what you might have lost by not using Hunter's Fury. So anyways, really good build. I definitely recommend this one. A great shotgun build. And what's really cool is that it doesn't require armor on kill to get any of the perks, and Hunter's Fury does, right? That disorient that you're looking for requires you to kill somebody. That armor on kill requires you to kill somebody. And this isn't heavy on armor on kill. You're only getting 10% that's coming in from the gunner specialization, and that was plenty for me to survive. And some pretty hairy situations. And obviously you saw me go down a few times, no doubt. There's some, but they were really heavy situations when I went down. So. Fat Cat said it won't work. I see noobs doing it. It worked. We forced it, Fat Cat. We forced it. So showing the gameplay footage of the recommended all named items build. That was the dare for the day. So yeah, keep up the dares coming, guys. Also, you know, later if they pop in your head, you know, comment in any video that I put out. You know, say hey dare, and drop what your dare is. You know, but yeah, love those well thought out dares, guys. If you got them, let me know. I mean, they can be simple. Dare, you know, put out an orbit build for the something around the orbit. You know, so it doesn't have to be like a full complex build dare. It could be a dare around a single weapon. Dare, do something around the new reliable. Dare, do something about the Black Friday. Dare, you know, whatever. So if you find that, you know, there's a weapon that you think is underrated or underutilized, those usually make good dares. You know, or a setup that you think would be interesting for the community. We did a Slayer build. I did a Slayer build. Did you see that one? The Snowball Kings build video I did for Christmas. That was a lot of fun. And so, yeah, so that wasn't a serious build, obviously. It was a pain in the ass to use the Slayer. Honestly, it was. That's a hard gun to use, but we did it for you guys, so you don't have to. Eagle Bearer. I've never had one, so that's why I spelled it wrong. I get it. Actually, you could dare me to do an Eagle Bearer build because I don't really like that gun. That'd be a good dare. I mean, I did create a build series for it because I was like, okay, well, at least I'm gonna create a build for it. And actually, the way I like running my Eagle Bearer most is actually with protection from elites, and then kind of just going all in on weapon damage. And then I think I'm trying to remember how I ran it. And then I think I ran Adrenaline Rush and Intimidate with it too. To help kind of prevent that incoming damage in case you don't get your 3 kills in a row. But you got to get 3 kills in a row basically in 10 seconds, right? And one of those kills, 3 kills in 10 seconds, and one of those, the first kill's got to be a headshot kill. So that's a tall order for the Eagle Bearer, you know, in PvE. And so that's why it's not that good of a weapon, because it provides you a defensive talent. And so that means you got to make up for all of that offense on your build that you would have otherwise had if you went with a different weapon. And so I like the poor man's Eagle Bearer, which is the non-named version of that assault rifle. And then I run it with Preservation. I feel like that's it's better than the Eagle Bearer, than Tenacity. And then you can run damage to targets out of cover, which is better than just headshot damage. But I think a lot of people that are PvP players like the Eagle Bearer, and I think that's why it pulls its popularity. It's because it's pretty good for PvP. And so because I guess there's some tricks, and I'm not the one to talk about it, probably Blue Rosebuds is probably better off talking about it, but you can, you know, proc Tenacity off of downed players just by downing a player, even though they're not killed all the way, just by downing them will count as a kill. So that's one reason I think that people like it in PvP, because it's easier to proc. Simon Taylor challenge, make ongoing directive good. A lot of people like ongoing directive as it sits, right? And I'm just not a fan of it because I find ongoing directive to be glitchy. Unless you're using a true... and I think that people that do like ongoing directive, that truly like it and call it like one of their favorite builds, I think they don't realize it glitches. I think that's why they... you have to pay attention to the details to realize it's glitching. And I did, because I was actually trying to make it into a... the most recent time I was using it was I was trying to make it into a... And it's not that I don't always try to use it. I try to use it often, actually. And then I just end up going, I'm so turned off by you. But I was trying to make it into a hybrid skill build, and that's how I realized how glitchy it was. So basically, you use ongoing directive for the special ammo, right? And that special ammo applies bleed, which then allows you to get more special ammo, because when you kill an enemy under a status effect, you get special ammo. So it can put you in this perpetuating endless wheel of special ammo. But what I noticed is a lot of the times you won't get that special ammo, even though the enemy is under a status effect. And so naturally, the first build that I created for it was with the Ridgeway's Pride chest piece to proc that bleed. Now, what I was noticing is that I would be halfway through a mag before the bleed icon would show up while I was wearing ongoing directive. So it wasn't registering the bleed, at least visually. And then I was noticing that, and I was within 15 meters, clearly. I mean, I was literally face tanking an enemy, and he wasn't bleeding with Ridgeway's Pride. And this is only when I was wearing Ongoing Directive. And then on top of that, I would kill the enemy while he's standing right in front of me, while he was bleeding, and I wouldn't get the special ammo. 0 special ammo. So that's glitching. Now, that wasn't 100% of the case. That was sometimes happening. And it was that sometimes it's like, hey, when I'm running a build like this, that the whole point is a special ammo, then I want to be able to rely on that special ammo. Otherwise, this build set is junk. It is garbage. And that's why I don't like Ongoing Directive. It's because it's glitchy. And so, yes, you can get the ammo to be 100% reliable to show up on kill when they're under status effect. But from what I noticed, and I don't know if you agree with me, but is you have to use a true status effect skill. And that was the difference. So not Ridgeway's Pride, but a status effect skill like Riot Foam, where there was no question that they're under a status effect by a skill. You know, and then every time they were on Riot Foam and they died, there was 100% of the time I was getting my ammo. But Ridgeway's Pride and Ongoing Directive, there were a lot of times that you wouldn't get the special ammo when they died. And I think that's because sometimes they would die from the bleed itself and not your bullet, which is the same thing. They died by you. But I think the game is registering it died by a status effect that's not related to you. And so it wouldn't give you credit. It would give the status effect credit, even though the status effect was applied by you. So I think that's why it's glitchy with Ridgeway's Pride. But most of you that are running Ridgeway's Pride with Ongoing Directive probably don't realize you're not getting all the ammo all the time, or you don't care. But if you pay attention, if you watch it closely, you'll notice many times Ridgeway's Pride is not paying you back. And so that's why I don't like Ongoing Directive, because that's the natural... I think it's ridiculous if you have to have all Ridgeway's Pride plus Riot Foam plus a Stinger Hive. That's just not fun. I was just like, I only want one thing to do status effects, and then I want to use my other 2 skills to do something else, like defense or offense, and put out, like maybe like an attack turret or something like that. But if I have to use all 3 skills to get the status effects, again, it's just like, that's not efficient. It's a DPS build first and foremost, right? And the status effects are just to help your DPS. That's the point of Ongoing Directive. It's not a true status effect build. If you want a true status effect build, just run Eclipse. You're better off with Eclipse anyways. What does Eclipse give you guys? 30% amplified damage to all targets under status effects, and you don't have to kill them. Right? And they can be at any distance. They can be at 100 meters out. If they're under status effects, you got 30% amplified damage. That's better than the special ammo. So I think you're better off with Eclipse, actually. Roll Eclipse all red. And then run the Scorpio shotgun. Anyways, that's me on my soapbox there, but so yeah, I just don't have a good relationship with Ongoing Directive, so. So the poor man's Eagle Bear is a P416, I think, if I'm saying the numbers right. Yeah, P416. And if you got a good one, and then you roll on a good talent, like I say, roll on, try it with the with preservation, and then you'll get, with headshot kills, you'll get 20% armor on kill over 10 seconds or 5 seconds, whatever, over 5 seconds, which is pretty good, which is really good. Batcat dares you to smash the like button. Smash it, boys. Yeah, please remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. That helps me out. All right, guys, so that's all I have today. I want to make sure I end this with you guys taking a quick look on my build here. Let me pause this and make sure you see the build as I have it, so you can take your screenshots if you need to. But I will catch you guys tomorrow. So tomorrow, Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. I will be doing the big live stream for the week, and so I hope you guys can make it, and I will see you there.